Hi there, welcome to this video. Today I'll be giving you a tarot reading on the Aries season. Just a note, this is for the entire collective. You don't have to be born during this time to benefit from the messages that are going to come through. Aries season will begin on March 20th and will be with us for most of April. So these messages will be most relevant for this time period energetically, but it is also timeless because there are messages in this video that your intuition wants you to receive. So if you're clicking on this video after this time period, continue watching. There may be something here for you. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. In this reading will be again pick a card style so that you can choose the message that you want to hear. Your subconscious is connected to the universal consciousness, and so in this moment I want you to pay attention to your gut instinct and listen to that. Alright, let's take 3 breaths now to center ourselves. Breathe in. Let it out. Deep breath in. And out. Deep breath in. And out. And now with your eyes open, study the 3 groups that you have before you. Observe the crystals and follow your gut instinct. Which one are you the most curious about? Go with your first answer. Today we have Smoky Quartz, Pineapple Calcite, and Labradorite. Once you've chosen your group, you can look in the description down below for the timestamps and go to the reading that's meant for you. And I'll see you over there. Aries season is going to begin on March 20th, which is also the spring equinox. This marks the start of a new astrological year, and many cultures actually celebrate this day as their New Year's, including my own culture, and we call it Narus. And it's such a fun and bright and exciting holiday. That's the energy that I'm feeling. I know that a lot of us have been feeling quite depleted these past couple of weeks because we were in the final stretch, you see. We had to let go and purge in order to be ready for this new beginning. And now that we're here, you're allowed to celebrate, you're allowed to let it all out and just have fun. This really is a new beginning, and the energetics that I'm feeling from here on is going to be much lighter, so that's fun. Again, I know that a lot of you have struggled. My clients, subscribers, you guys, and my friends, myself included, have felt a lot of, have experienced a lot of panic attacks, meltdowns, and intense emotions. And I just want you to know that that was necessary. That was the hurdle that you had to get over in order to be here, in order to receive this new beginning. So, just a reminder that things are always happening for you, never to you. And today I'm going to be reading from this book by my friend. Her name is Kim Rashidi. She just launched this really clever book called Fortunate. What it is it's a collection of poems, and each poem is for a specific tarot card. So all of the tarot cards are here. And she's put them in random order so that you can randomly pick through, like flip through the book and pick the card that is meant for you. So essentially, you can give yourself a tarot reading by flipping through this book, which I think is so cool. And you don't even need to know the meaning of the cards. The poem describes it to you. I will definitely be using this book more in our future readings. And yeah, I just think it's so fun that we can approach a reading this way. Who would have thought? Like, cards are already fun enough, but now we have a book. Anyways, let's get into the reading now. If you chose Smoky Quartz, this reading is for you. I picked 4 cards from the Osho Zen Tarot. The first card that popped out for you was the 8 of Swords, which is guilt. The 8 of Swords is about feeling stuck, feeling bound by your own mental limitations. And in the Osho Tarot, their rendition of it is, this is essentially guilt. When this card shows up, you just have to remember that whatever limitations you give into yourself are simply that. You've given them to yourself. The guilt or shame that you may feel came from yourself, from your ego, from your mind. It's not rooted in reality. And this simple reminder can be so important because it takes you out of your head once you let it sink in. Makes a lot of sense that with it you got the 5 of Cups, and in the Osho Zen it is clinging to the past. In the original Rider-Waite, 5 of Cups is about holding on to negative emotions, sadness, and focusing on the negative. So you see, what shows up as mental limitations is emotional baggage at its core. And my advice to you is, rather than focusing on the mental aspect of it and overanalyzing, overthinking about the issue, I would invite you to focus on the emotional experience of it, which happens in your body if you really pay attention to it. You can label emotions, but they're so much more valuable and substantial when you actually feel into your emotions, and this happens in your body. So feel into how this is manifesting in your body and take it from there. When you do this, you're able to be more mindful. You're able to take it as it comes, moment to moment. This is the feeling of focusing on the next step that's in front of you, and that's it. That's all you really have to do. You don't have to think too far ahead. There's no need. Action comes when you focus on each incremental step. You think about the larger picture. Action can be really hard to decipher or figure out. It's overwhelming. So if you really want to take action towards self-betterment, towards releasing the past and moving forward into the future, doing something that's meaningful, then take incremental steps. And I know all of these things you've probably heard before, but in this moment, really let it sink in. Listen with your body, listen with your subconscious, and let this sink in. I want to say your soul is looking for an experience, and a part of you may feel like you're itching for the next step. You're moving forward into an unknown space, and for a lot of people this can be scary, and and paralyzing. But if you can take it step by step, I promise you this will feel like an adventure. Moving into the unknown doesn't have to be scary. It can feel like an adventure. And with the Aries season, this is the energetics of the planet is really going to assist you with taking this leap of adventure. I pulled some Rider-Waite cards as well, and these tarot cards really correspond with the Osho cards that I just showed you earlier. So that's amazing to see. It's always nice to see synchronicity and correspondence. Okay. So in the Rider-Waite, you get the reverse Emperor. And the Emperor represents the divine masculine energy, the masculine side of you that is all about brains and action. And right now it's reversed. So currently you're on the negative, lower end polarity of masculine embodiment, and this shows up as overwhelming thoughts, being stuck in your head in the mental landscape, which isn't serving you. It's over-rationalizing, over-analyzing. This is when you get stuck in your limitations rather than moving forward from them. So if this is reversed, take a step away from your masculine side for a bit. Take a step back and observe what you're doing. It doesn't help to be overly attached to your brain, to your mental body. And additionally, the masculine also represents action. And so because you've been so overwhelmed mentally, you've paralyzed yourself, freaked yourself out from taking action. And action never comes out right when you come from this sort of headspace anyways. So it may be best not to take action while you're here, but after you've taken a step back, after you've approached your reality moment to moment, then you may feel a little bit more enabled to take action and go into that adventure. So you have the Fool, and this is so beautiful and makes so much sense for Aries season because, like I said, I don't know if I said this. Aries is the start of a new astrological year, and the Fool is the first card of the major arcana. He represents a new start, a new beginning. He also represents the willingness to just go out there and make what you will out of life. He is open to adventure, open to mistakes, open to making a fool of himself. He is a fool and he's okay with that. And this carries so much wisdom. No amount of control, analyzing, rationalizing, and forced action can really give you the adventure and journey you're looking for. Go on the Fool's journey. Be okay with getting things wrong. Take action anyways. Action comes spontaneously. It's supposed to come spontaneously. You're not supposed to force it and meticulously overthink it. Take action as it comes, moment to moment, and be smooth, flowy with it. Let it be spontaneous. When you can do this, know that you will be integrating. You'll be integrating your past as you move forward into the future. Negative emotions aren't bad at all, and those limiting thoughts that arise from repressed energy aren't bad either. They come from within yourself, they're valid, and as you choose to move forward, you will integrate them. You will find more of a balance between your lower and higher polarity. And if you are still looking for an answer as to how to embody your masculine better, then this is the answer. This is the King of Pentacles, and he, in my opinion, it's just such an amazing masculine archetype. We love this guy. If you saw this guy outside, you would want this kind of guy as a friend or an uncle or grandfather, father. He is stable, secure within himself. He's confident because he's rooted and grounded. He takes care of his space and his physical reality. He isn't too much in the head. He takes things from a more earthy perspective, and you're encouraged to approach the next phase of your life this way. Be anchored and rooted in your physical reality. Focus on the 3D for a little bit, and this can help you also to take it step by step as well. So embody the King of Pentacles. Also, just to clear the air a little bit about divine masculine versus divine feminine, if you identify as a woman or non-binary or any of the above, you still have masculine and feminine energy within you, as we all do. These are simply the play of duality within and without us. It's within us and external of us. There is a yin and yang to everything that we perceive. So when I say masculine, I mean the yang part of you, the action part of you, the sun part of you versus the moon, or the mental part of you versus the emotional part of you. So think about it that way. Okay, and I have one more message for you. Replenishing the soul and the senses. Your life looks like a glowing renewal of consciousness. You finally feel in that mesmerizing way, where everything is beautiful, lively, and possible. Seize this life day by day, star by star, and soon enough, you'll find yourself at your highest bar. I just got goosebumps. Alright, Smoky Quartz group, that was your reading. I hope that it was helpful. Definitely let me know how it went in the comments down below. If you picked Pineapple Calcite, this reading is for you. I picked out some cards from the Osho Zen Tarot, so I'm going to start with those first. So the first card I got for you is this, Creativity. In the original Rider-Waite, this is the Empress, and it represents feminine energy, or the divine feminine. It's really interesting because I just gave Smoky Quartz a reading on the divine masculine. A lot of things about the divine masculine was coming up, and here for you we have the divine feminine. That's interesting. With this card, what I immediately got was the energetics of this Aries season is really going to be conducive for you to express creatively. There's a lot of sacral and throat chakra momentum here. I feel a sense of softness, flowiness that is formless, but at the same time expressive, lively, and energetic and grounded, organic. So that's really nice to see. So there's this energy that's wanting to come through you, and it is universal energy, of course. When we create at our finest, we create through channeling universal energy, through just being the transmitter for this energy to flow through and become a creation. And this is what you're being called to do. There is a lot of fiery intensity with this, which makes total sense because we're in Aries season, and Aries is completely very fiery. And so this is the fire element. It's asking you to take action, to just go forward and let it all out, to have a force about it. What might hold you back from this is if you project the stuff that you're still holding on to from past lifetimes. This card is pretty self-explanatory. It says past lives, and I always get this card when I'm releasing big things that I don't understand. But once I let them go, I have a complete shift in perspective that I never thought was possible. So this is a big card. It's very monumental. You're letting go of really big things. And currently you may not even realize how you're projecting this repressed energy from the past that is unknown into current reality. But be watchful of this. Observe when you get resistant out of nowhere, when you get triggered for no reason. Observe those moments to give you some perspective as to what you're holding on to. It's not necessary to fully know what happened in previous lives. The truth is, you're never really going to know what happened in the past, what kind of person you were back then. You're never going to know for sure, even if you have visions. But once you let that energy go, at least you know you've let something go. You're lighter and you're better for it. And that's what's most important when it comes to addressing past lives and previous generations. Just let it go. And if certain visions come through with that, acknowledge them, but don't cling on to them. You don't want to identify with your past lives. You want to let them go. Acknowledge them, accept them, and let them go. Don't identify. And that is the primary message of this card, which is called Understanding. This is the feeling of gaining greater awareness and being able to step out of your bounds thanks to that awareness. So once you have clarity over your projections, triggers, and resistance, once you are able to wrap your presence around it, then you're capable of holding space, understanding, and letting it go. The moment you understand and you observe it with compassion is the moment you realize you're no longer trapped by it. You're no longer bound by its limitations. So feel into what this card is trying to inspire within you. This feeling of understanding, compassion, and acceptance. A feeling of bittersweetness that sometimes comes up, but nonetheless, there's beauty in that. feeling into the beauty and then releasing it. As I'm doing a reading, my throat is getting sort of scratchy. It's just something I'm noticing. I don't know if it means anything significant. Now I have 3 more tarot cards from the Rider-Waite deck, or from my Golden Universal deck. The first is the 2 of Pentacles reversed. And this is a card that I love to see. This is something I received recently in my reading to myself. It's the feeling of feeling so much lighter after you've dropped that weight from your back. You're no longer carrying the burdens. And by burdens, we're referring to the past lives and the energy that is asking to come out. If you let it out, it's going to feel like you've let go of so much weight on your shoulders, that feeling of being light. So look forward to that. You may have already gotten there, in which case, amazing. This means you're going to be able to move forward with that creative pursuit in a much simpler and effortless way, with ease rather than resistance, because, and I'm speaking from my YouTube experiences, when you create with unconscious resistance, things never go smoothly. The camera shuts off, the light turns off, no more batteries, not enough memory space. Things go wrong. You cut yourself off, you can't speak properly, which is my biggest issue at most times. Because I've been working through a throat block. And what I'm trying to say here is, if you are unconsciously identified with that energetic resistance and trying to push out a creative work project, it's not going to happen the way you want it to happen. Creativity comes through when you let yourself go, when you drop your ego and forget about this limited version of you. You forget about your human. Creativity comes through when you surrender to the universal energy that's keeping you alive, that energy that wants so much to create more beauty in this manifested physical reality, right? You want that energy to express, not your limitations and stress and burdens. You want existence and the universe to create more beauty, more expressions. That's what you want. That's what we all want. We want to see more beauty, and that's the point of creating anything. So sit with that a little bit. Notice the difference. Generally, I think this month is going to be a really positive month for you, and you'll definitely get to that point of feeling aligned to your vision. As you have this card. This is the card of alignment, whether that be with another person or with your higher self or your creative vision, for example. This is that feeling of being seen, being heard, feeling like there's an emotional resonance, a connection. And so, yeah, this is a really beautiful card, especially if you're looking for love. This season will really help you and assist you in that. Or perhaps you're looking to grow deeper connection with somebody. Then you're going to find it more natural to do so this season. One more note on this is, despite what sort of creative pursuit you're having, whether that be with a partner or creating art, you really have to first find alignment within yourself before that can be reflected externally. So this card is a reminder for that. Find alignment first and then do the work. and it'll come so much more naturally when you approach it that way. Last card. This is so nice. I'm so happy that you have this. It's the 9 of Cups, which is about wish fulfillment. Feeling so satisfied and fulfilled, like you couldn't ask for more. You have everything that you want. You're so satisfied about the 9 cups behind you. What more could I say about this? Is that feeling of, I got what I wished for, and I'm so happy. I feel so blissed out and blessed. So if you're wanting to manifest something, first find this feeling. Meditate on this feeling. And I have 2 meditations that I would really recommend for this. The first is shifting your reality, shifting timelines. Give that a shot. The other one is the one I posted very recently, meditation on the day ahead, which also helps you find alignment. So that's really going to help if you're looking for this energy that's going to manifest more satisfaction, abundance, and fulfillment. Okay, this has been a long reading. Now I'm gonna flip open a page for you and see what comes up. I love it. You got Ace of Cups. You radiate who you are with such confidence that the tips of your fingers leave the trail of personality wherever they go. Give what you can and take even less. Be it love or kindness, make this connection last. Be it neural or human, take it in the palm of your hands and rest at ease knowing that you are on the right path. I love this so much for you. It's so bubbly and light and soft. It's very emotional and soft, but bright as well. Just really like this for you. And that's that. That's the end of the reading for you. I hope that it was able to help you. Please let me know in the comments how it went. If you picked Labradorite, then this reading is for you. I'm going to first start out with the Osho Sun Tarot, and then I'll go over to the Golden Universal Tarot. All right. So first we have playfulness, and I really like to see this. This carries the element of fire, so there's this fiery energy, which makes a lot of sense because we're in Aries season now, and there's a desire to take action, move, and do something. And the advice here is for you to do anything with an attitude of playfulness. That's really going to serve you in this season, is to be playful about every situation that you're in. This means not taking things too seriously and seeing things beyond what they appear as, seeing another layer to the experience and being okay with certain paradoxical perspectives or contrasting views, being okay with that. You get beyond illusion. So like I said earlier, you're being called to see things beyond what they appear. Things are not as they appear. You can perceive this physical plane through your human perspective, through the ego, right? And that happens up here of it's either this or that. You're either right or wrong. You're either a good person or a bad person. Or you can step out of that for a bit, take a step back, and perceive things through fluidity, because nothing is as black or white as they appear. You can, in fact, take a step back and notice that elusiveness, that illusion, because it's not, that person's not wrong, that person's not right, and they just are as they are, and so are you. That's sort of the attitude that you're being called to embody. Be observant, and when you can do this, you're able to be playful. You're able to take action spontaneously because you're not so worried about being right. You're not so rigid, right? Who wants to be rigid? It's not fun. You also get the card Patience. So what I'm hearing from this is if you are perhaps interacting with difficult people, you have to be patient with the fact that we're all on our own separate individual timelines. You can't make people be where you are. You can't make them see from your perspective. They might one day get there, but it's not up to you to get them there. So the patience is sort of letting go. There's no need to force or hurry anybody along. You are where you are, they're where they are, and when you can just let it be, again, life is more playful. In a relationship that's tackled from that place is so much more enjoyable and light. Another way to take what this card is trying to say is perhaps you're having some difficulties with your work, career situation, school situation, what have you, and you're finding it difficult to be with it, and things might not change in a blink of an eye. Things may take a while. For example, you may have to go to school for another 4 years, but it doesn't have to be heavy and hard and annoying and boring and not fun, you know? It can still be enjoyable as long as you see it from a different perspective, see it from that paradoxical, fluid place where things don't really make sense, but because they don't make sense anymore, they do make sense. That space where anything can happen and it would be fine by you because you're playful about it, because you're not taking it so seriously. You're not letting it weigh on your ego and your identity and who you think you are as a person, right? So take a step back. This situation may continue to be for quite a while, and that's okay. That doesn't take you out of experiencing life. It doesn't have to. Really let that sink in, because I think that's huge. I've never given a message like that in one of these videos. Now, you have the Lovers, and this card was really persistent in coming out, and you also have it in the Rider-Waite's pile. Let me get it out. So you have the Lovers in both versions, and they're both beautiful. And first things first, if you're looking for love, then this season is really going to be a good time for you, as long as you follow the advice of these cards and feed into this energy. And what that is, and this sounds cliche, but listen to your heart, and maybe this illustration will help you understand a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to look at the viewfinder to help you. So first we have the man and a woman and the angel, right? There's this trinity happening. The man represents our masculine side, the rational, analytical, brains and action side. The woman represents the subconscious, the creative, the part of you that's all about emotions, feeling, and creativity and abstraction. And this woman is connected to the angel. You see, your subconscious is connected to universal consciousness. The man follows the woman in order to receive from the universe. That's the way it works. There's no other way about it. You can't go straight from the mind to the universe. You need to let it flow through your body or your emotions, energy, the abstractness, and make sense of it. So by the time you get to your head, it's gone through this filter. So if you really want to find perfect alignment, divine union, if you really want to make sure you're making the best choices possible, you have to check in with your emotions. You have to check in with your subconscious, because that's going to tell you if whether you're aligned with the divine, the higher plan, if whether you're aligned with your purpose in this lifetime as a existing creative being. Follow this flow, this process. You can't take the easy way out. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest message when it comes to the lovers, is it's about choice. What kind of choice are you going to make? An aligned choice or a misaligned choice? Another thing when it comes to this is, of course, unconditional love. Being totally unconditional. And that goes back to this. Going beyond illusion, letting people take their time, letting the situation be as it is, and not forcing things to be the way you want them to be. When you're able to see beyond the illusion, take a step back and accept things as they are, be patient with people in the situation, you're practicing unconditional love. This is allowing things to be as they are, because things as they are is sacred, is divine. It's all part of the plan. When you can allow them to be as they are, you are tapped into the truest part of you. You are tapped into the ultimate form of love. You're tapped into you. You're not. That's when you stop sabotaging yourself and others. Now, as you do this, again, be with patience, practice patience, and know that this nurtures people. When you can be patient and hold space or support irregardless, and sit on your throne with your sovereignty as you do this, you are nurturing people. You are nourishing them in ways you can't even begin to imagine. This sort of support is what people need more than anything. Nobody wants conditional love. Everybody is simply looking for acceptance, to be loved for who they are in this moment, regardless of what they're lacking, and regardless of their mistakes and their pain. Can you do that because you have the resources? You can tap into this archetype of being the Queen of Pentacles and serve through the resources that you found for yourself. And again, to sum it all up, sure, there are burdens with the current situation, with the relationship, whatnot. But you can see past this. This feels heavy when you're identified with it. But if you take a step back, you can you can feel like this little child. This is the feeling of being totally provided for, feeling abundant, feeling like you're connected with all that is, and knowing that nothing can break that. It's a feeling of renewed innocence too, again, playfulness, feeling pure and innocent, feeling warm, nourished and provided for and abundant. Tap into this energy. Be playful. That can allow you to serve unconditionally for your loved ones, for those in your life, and for yourself in your current situation. Yeah, so long story short, be playful. Now I'm going to flip through this book to find a beautiful poem to sum it all up for you. Let's see which card you get. Okay, you got the Four of Cups. Distracted by what's immediately possible, you may not see all that life has to offer. Maybe you didn't know such things existed. Maybe you weren't ready to part ways with old habits. But now is the time to see what checks your boxes and what leaves them blank. And go on with a list that tells your tale in a way that creates your fate. I love that. Getting goosebumps again. So that was your reading. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that it was helpful. You can go down into the comments below and send me a message to let me know how it went. And there we have it, all through readings for the Aries season. I hope that they were enjoyable. I'm sending you so much love. I hope you have an amazing month. And I'll see you in the next video.